Good morning again, guys. It's Keith Engel with TGI Sports Talk. Just wanted to check in with you quickly before I go out and start enjoying this beautiful Sunday here in upstate New York. I hope it's beautiful where you are. Just finished a couple of great hours chatting with my wife on the front porch over coffee, and I decided to check in quick. And as I promised I would from time to time, and have a little conversation about the current MLB season and where we're at. And I guess where we're going. The season itself, I mean, it was obviously delayed, well delayed because of the COVID-19 situation, shortened to 60 games. And MLB, I will say, in a positive note, has done some wonderful things dealing with some of the crises that we've had with outbreaks with the Marlins and the Phillies and the Cardinals. The Cardinals still are feeling the effects of that, unfortunately. But I think MLB's done a great job, and the teams have done a great job in juggling the schedule to keep things moving along. It remains to be seen how easily we'll get all those games in. Not crazy about some of the things we've put into place to make that happen, but we've got baseball. As long as we can keep the players safe, the fans safe, and their families, the players' families safe, I think we'll be fine. And of course, there will be no fans at the game, so I guess we're gonna, as long as the cardboard cutouts are safe, we'll all be fine. I will say that I'm not crazy about some of the changes that they've made. I'm not crazy about 7-inning doubleheaders. It changes the entire game to me. I'm not crazy about runners on second base to start the 10th inning. I don't even know that I'm crazy about the universal DH. It's inevitable anyway. People want to see hitting, but as we talked about on my Friday show with Kevin Kernan, we've become too much relying on home runs and big numbers, and it's not necessarily what the game's all about. I'm a Yankee fan, but I've always kind of preferred the National League version of the game because of the strategy that's involved in double switches and, when to pinch hit for a pitcher, a lot of things that are lost today. I mean, it's still a good game for sure. It's still my first love. Love the NFL. Love my team there, which we'll talk about at a later date. Many of you know who that is, or you'll find out soon enough. But the game has changed a bit, and more or less I like it. I hope we don't keep all of these changes. I understand why some of them put into place for this short season. Expanded playoffs again is another thing that I'm not crazy about. I hope these are things that are going to be short-term things. Universal DH probably is inevitable. It's going to be a fact of life. I just don't want to see runners on second base start extra innings. It's not how the game has been played for, 150 years or whatever we're at. And I don't think it's necessary to make that kind of huge change. And some of you will call me stuck in the past, and I'm okay with you calling me that. It's fine. If you like the video game aspect of baseball, that's your call. But I'm a fan of 2-1 ball games. I think they're fine. Well played 2-1 ball games. Baseball wasn't broken. Baseball games were taking too long. That was broken, but that could be fixed by just enforcing the rules we already had. Call the strike zone the way it was meant to be enforced. Keep hitters in the box. You go back and watch, and I spent a lot of time during the hiatus of baseball watching old baseball games. Games were taking 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes, even an hour, 45 minutes. And well-played games, fun games, because the pitcher got the ball and was ready to pitch, and the hitter was there ready to hit every time. There are certainly things we can do to speed up the pace of play. That's the only thing I see that was really hurting baseball, to be honest with you. Games are starting too long, we're going too long and ending too late. I don't know if kids could ever watch it. Kids, when I started watching baseball, you wouldn't be allowed to stay up and watch the game. Today they might be. But they've made a move to start games earlier, which is a good thing. I mean, I often can watch a 9-inning Yankee game. It's over by 10 o'clock, and I can get a decent night's sleep. So I'm happy about that, and I think we can even make it better. As far as the current season, there's some really good stories. Some to be expected, I guess. The Yankees are off to a good start. The Twins are off to a good start. The A's are off good start. Dodgers, the things we expected, but there's also some surprises. The Astros being 6-8, and we know the Astros situation. Maybe not knowing what pitch is coming is coming back to haunt them. I think they're a really good team. I think they'll be in the playoffs, and I kind of look forward to playing them as a Yankee fan, as you can imagine. But there's some other good stories, too. The Marlins, with all the problems they had with COVID, are off to a really good start. The Colorado Rockies, first place in the National League West. Awesome to see these stories and be able to watch, baseball again live, I think is really a good thing. There's some good individual stories. As a Yankee fan, it's great to see Aaron Judge back. Being Aaron Judge, he is a phenomenal player. And if he stays healthy, there's no telling what he can do. He's just a phenomenal athlete. Garrett Cole has been everything the Yankees could have hoped for, and more. It's a shame he didn't get to stay in for the one more out yesterday and get his 20th consecutive win. I think it would have been 20th consecutive game he pitched with a win, I believe. So that's a shame. But he did pitch well again. The Yankees won the game, split the doubleheader. We're going to focus on Major League Baseball. I'm a Yankee fan. I tend to, lean on talking about the Yankees, but we'll talk about any teams you guys want to. So I'm focusing on the Yankees at the moment. The Yankees are playing great and struggling, even with some guys struggling. Gleyber Torres is struggling. The pitching has been spotty outside of Garrett Cole. Tanaka pitched great the other night, even though they lost the game. It was a tough loss, 1-0 to the Rays. We got Chapman back now. The bullpen is going to be very integral in what the Yankees do going forward. They're going to need some more pitching. I'm not confident in the pitching after Cole and Tanaka can be up and down as it is, but we need another pitcher, I think, especially to compete in the postseason. And I want them to play a little bit better baseball rather than, playing for the 3-run home run. Let's move some base runners. Let's, get guys over from second base with no outs. Let's do the things you need to do fundamentally to win games and not stall in the playoffs like they have the last few years. I like Aaron Boone. I think Aaron Boone's gotten a bad rap the last couple of years with a lot of people, not all people. But I think the Yankees need to make just a couple little changes in their approach, and I think we'll be fine. Again, it's not all about 3-run home runs. You can generate runs other ways because you get to the playoffs in short series, especially that with the expanded playoffs this year. We're looking at 3-game series. And, you get shut down by good pitching if you don't find a way to generate runs without home runs. And in the playoffs, it's very important. So I hope the Yankees do that. Overall, I guess, again, they're off to a great start. Pretty much what we expected. And I'm excited that we're playing baseball, and I hope we can continue to do that. The other sports obviously are in trouble. Other the NBA right now is playing. College football is looking like we're not going to have a season. It's unfortunate. The NFL is still going, full steam ahead towards the season. Hopefully that will continue. But MLB is what we have right now in the NBA. And I hope things continue the way they have. I mean, they've dealt with the injuries that we have, not the injuries, the COVID situations that we've had that have popped up. They've dealt with them very well, I think. as a whole. And, I have my issues with the people that run Major League Baseball today for some of the reasons we talked about earlier. But I think overall they've done a great job, and it's been a fun season. So I just wanted to stop in this morning, as I promised that I would from time to time on the weekends, and give you a take on a few things. This is the kind of thing we'll talk about. If there's major developments in the world of sports, I'll be happy to jump on and talk about them. You guys can feel free to message me if something happens you think that we need a Keith take on. I'll be glad to do it. But all in all, I hope you'll tune into my show, my live show on Friday mornings at 8:00 following Wake Up to the Vibe with Joe Altieri. And we'll have live guests each and every Friday, hopefully. And if we don't, we may do some roundtables, as I mentioned, with some of you. So I do hope that you guys have a great weekend. I got a great guest lined up, as I just mentioned in a promo for next Friday. Greg Pryor, former Major League Baseball player, former Yankee farmhand who never got to make it to Yankee Stadium, to the Bronx as a Yankee. But he's got some interesting stories to tell. As I said in the promo, he's a character. I've talked to him a bunch of times, so in the phone the last few days. And he's a character in the best sense of the word. I think he's got some great stories to tell. And I think we're going to have a blast. So that's my take today on where we're at with Major League Baseball. We'll talk more about it as we go forward. Looking forward to the Yankee game at 1:00 today. I've got myself set up outside on the patio. Might have an adult beverage or two with the game. And I hope you are able to enjoy the day in whatever you decide to do with it as well. So it's Keith Engel again with TGI Sports Talk. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.